Good morning, well, it's 10 o'clock. Hope you guys took a short meet yesterday. Yeah. 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 So, I mean, most likely to be a moves or VJ, yes. Yes. Let me moves or VJ. Probably too risky. I don't want to spend $3,700 of my money and I flop right. That's why it's high unlucky. I'm going to be moves or VJ, obviously. Well, king, right? Yeah, VJ like, yeah, you're crazy, man. You'd rather be a proxy than make moves on me? I'm like, no. I'd rather be a movie star with you, obviously. Yeah. 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 That's why the kids won't enjoy it right now. Yeah, they know I wrote a masterpiece. The problem with billions. They know that. That's why they want to control it, obviously. Ivan has the keys, doesn't have to sell to us. He can control his own brand. Yes, we can't touch that money. That's why they threaten me, obviously. Because they're desperate, obviously, right? I say, no, I'm not selling to you. I have those guys do me, man. Take my money, but no way. Yeah. You sell Ivan, you'll be lucky to get 10 to 11 off your book. And dupe you, man. Take all your money, man. But he's like, yeah, Ivan, don't sell. They're going to dupe us, Ivan. They're going to take all their money and give us the peanuts. I'm miserable forever, right? I don't get VG fresh myself. Yeah, no. You think Peter Jackson told you his name's better than the Rings? Yeah, yeah, man. I read your book, man. Your book is better than the Rings. Looking at a better movie shows you my Lord of the Rings. People tell me that. Mel Gibson told me that too. Yeah, this would be better than Peter Jackson of the Rings. My Passion of the Christ. Mel told me that. Looking at the greatest story ever told. Eric Murray delves into demons like something scary, man. The world feels for us. Looking at an amazing movie. Amazing movie. And I'm looking at an amazing movie, obviously. End of this month, I'm gonna do my hair. Early April, I'll do my hair. It's been like 3 months. I'll do my hair, obviously. I'll have long dreads by the end of the year, guys. My dreads will be down to like here. And then the year, right? Yeah. Yeah. That's why all the hard accident like shit, obviously. Oh my god, Ivan's actually starting Sky 17 with VJ. All their agents will call my office. They all want to work with me so bad, right? Yeah, I'd rather get out of Hollywood and work for Ivan than work in Hollywood. Ivan can pay me more and give you better perks. I can give you better perks, I can pay you more. And you're way more famous than you are even in Hollywood working in my movie, right? World famous, yeah. Yeah, I want to be featured on the red carpet with Ivan and BJ. Yeah, that's fucking cool. That's glory. Yeah. My red carpets will be crazier than even the Hollywood red carpet. Something crazy. You have like the whole city cheering us on. Something crazy, man. It takes place at the hotel, but like the streets are all packed with thousands of fans. It's crazy, man. You know the Lord of the Rings premiere, how it's packed with like a lot of fans. Yeah, I think something crazier than that. It's packed with a bunch of fans on the streets cheering us on. It's crazy. And chances are they're gonna have like these boards. You know the boards when they do riots and protests and everything? Yeah, they have the boards with the they have like a Tactius board, Lithia board, they're cheering us on. Their fans of the movie, the brand, right? Yeah, it's crazy. Crazier than even Star Celebration. And fans are crazy, obviously. Yeah. Crazy fans. Yeah. That's what John Vega, Mondo, and all the guys are lucky. Assuming they don't delay this thing, they're gonna be a part of that amazing journey with me and BJ. He wants who edges all, but yeah, crazy man. Amazing story. Yeah, that's why they're all gonna beg. I'm like, guys, man, you're not good for the Grace Canaries, okay? So, I'm not gonna have you guys do like that. I'm not gonna have some action movie, guys. They don't care, obviously, about Hollywood actors. You're still gonna beg. Agents gonna tell them to beg, right? Yeah, I beg your ass off right to sign you, man. You'd rather work for Ivan than work in fucking Hollywood, and they all beg. I'm like, no, guys, you're not good for the next movie. The Grace Canaries, I'm sorry, you're not good. Yeah. You're not good. Oh, my goodness, yeah. Paid Sunday. Yeah, I got paid this Sunday. I did things right. My shitty like $200 paycheck, but it helps me out. I mean, it helps me out a little bit. That's why I did not quit things. I need that money. It helps me out. I can get stuff right. Yeah. So long, I'll talk like 40 minutes. I'm done. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. 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 Yeah, man. Yeah. And the good thing about movies, I'll be seeing BJ every day. We're never apart from each other. We're always together. I see her all the time. Pre-production, I see her every day. We work in the office. Production, I see her every day. We're on the set together all the time. I see her all the time. Obviously, like yeah, she'll be filming different scenes in different locations, but we see each other every day. For the world tour, I see her every day. And for that carpet, yeah, we just like yeah. For movies, we see each other all the time. For sports, we don't see each other all the time. On my away games, I will not be seeing BJ unless she travels to my away games. But if she's doing her music, she won't be attending all my games. She'll be working on her music. She has to work on her music. So it's like, and the pro thing just costs me way too much money. Like 30, it's not risky though. I'm getting my money back, but it's so much of my money. I make Fizbin off the book. If I spent $35 into the league, I just blew more than half my money into the league. I played in the league and I flopped. I'm like, oh my god, I made a mistake starting this league. I wasted all this money. I'm not a star player, but that's risky. I don't want to take that risk. That's why the movie thing is better. Movies is less risky, much cheaper, and I know I could steer the ship for a movie. I just gotta work on my acting a little bit, practice my acting, and as long as my acting's pretty good, I can put on a show on screen. I can steer the ship for the movie. It's less risky movies. With sports, I have to be a productive player. That's why most likely movies are always like it's common sense, right? Yeah, yeah, man. Who knows that, man? I'm like, no, John, you get 10. I'm not paying 20. Stop being greedy, John. John's a greedy pig. Peter might push for more. Yeah, he might. His agent might ask for more. I'm like, no, Peter, what I'm paying is enough. I'm not paying you more money, you greedy pig. You're walking with like $1 billion in your bank. After taxes, that's enough money for you. Yeah, I'm just messing with you. That's not money for me. Yeah, Peter, stop being greedy. Mel, too. I'm not paying more money. $550 million for Mel Gibson's enough. I'm not paying Mel Gibson more money. All right, that's not money for me. I don't even make it sound bad. You don't make it sound good, guys. Yeah. Carson Sarah. Well, do you think Keanu's agent will push for more money? Yeah, his agent will, obviously. All the agents are going to push for more money. They want a bigger paycheck, obviously. They might ask for $200 million of the royalties, even $250 million of the royalties for Keanu Reeves for the film profits. I'm like, no, I'm not paying Keanu Reeves that. I can pay Keanu Reeves $150 million of the film profits. That's enough for Keanu Reeves. I'm not paying him more. All right, but he's big. I know he's big. That's why I'm paying him this contract. Yeah, well, man, he deserves a bigger piece of that. I'm like, no, he doesn't, man. He's not worth a $300+ million guys. He's ripped me off. He's not worth that Keanu Reeves. They might ask for $200 million for the film profits and like $50 million aside for the game and maybe 50 million of the game profits. They're trying to get like a $350 million out of Keanu Reeves. I'm like, nah, my Keanu Reeves is not worth that. He's not worth $350 million Keanu Reeves. No. Gets like his $230 million deal. That's good enough for Keanu Reeves. Well, Ivan, he's big, Ivan. I'm like, guys, I know he's big. That's why I'm paying him this money, man. But he's not worth any more than this. And Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Scott Johansson, their agents are going to push for money too. They might push for that $150 million of the film profits. I'm like, no. Ben Affleck gets 80, Scarlett gets 80, Matt Damon, I can pay him 82, 83 million in film profits. That's what they're worth. I'm not paying $150 million. They're not worth that. But I think they're big. I know they're big. That's why I'm paying them a lot of money. They sound like a $137 million deal, which is $100 million in their American money. Like, that's what they're worth. I'm not going to overpay these guys. I have to do it, man, for the Great Escape, man. We just mentioned, man, it's a deal. We don't even make it in Hollywood. Yeah, you guys don't make it in Hollywood. When they sign that contract, it's a deal. I take them out to dinner for the Great Escape. Got some sour? Yeah. Michael Jordan's agent might push for $50 million in the film profits. I'm like, nah. Michael Jordan gets like 20, 21 million. That's what he's worth. If he's a smaller agent by that, I can give him 30. He's worth like 7 million. I can give him 30, 31 million in the film profits. Michael Jordan. But if he's worth like his $60 million, I can give him 21, 22, 20 million in the film profits. That's enough for Michael Jordan. 20 million in the film profits is enough for Michael Jordan, right? That's good enough for him. 21 million in the film profits. It's not like a 34 million deal. With his speaking, it's like a $40 million deal for Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan doesn't make that in Hollywood. He makes like his 4 or 5, 6 in Hollywood. He made $4 million for Sinners. Michael Jordan, right? So I'm paying a lot more money than what he makes in Hollywood, obviously. He doesn't make that in Hollywood, Michael Jordan. Yeah. Let me say, guys, I'm gonna use the back in a sec. We gotta enjoy my show. Hold on a second. Skiv SOURCE. Yo, I mean, you and VJ are gonna be movie stars. Yes, we are. Famous movie star. That's why she cries, obviously, because she knows she got duped, right? That's why she's crazy, obviously. She knows she got duped, obviously, right? But in fact, that's why VJ's crazy. Yeah, I got duped, man. I want you to get that book that you wrote, man. Is my ticket out, Ivan, to financial control and billions in freedom with you, Ivan. She wants to see Ivan and be with Ivan. She has career goals. Yeah, I want to do music with Ivan. I want to be a famous movie star with Ivan. Ivan makes $50 billion off his book. We can achieve that dream and start a film super and how we can fund Zane's, our movies, our own cash. And I want that power control of Ivan and freedom. And she knows with that money, you can live the life of that money. Build your dream one million house, buy your yachts, your jets, and travel on CFL SOURCE resorts. VJ knows with that money, you can live the life. Get your nice clothes, your nice cars. She knows with that money, you can live the life. That's why she's crazy. All right, I want a piece of those billions, Ivan. I know the $50 billion off your book. I want a piece of that, Ivan. She's crazy. She got deep at the gates. That's when I meet her. She's gonna give me that evil look. Are you gonna share that? I mean, I guess I will. VJ, chill, relax, calm down. Evil woman. Guys, goes evil. Yeah, evil man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Will your games have crazier buzz in your movie? It'll probably be just as crazy. The buzz is just as crazy, man. Or the game might even beat out the movie, man. The game will be popular. My Zane's game will be popular, especially my Gray Escape game. I think something like 007 First Light for my Gray Escape game. It's something like that, except it's even better than that. Better technology. I'm making it for $700 million. Me and VJ can't find jobs in New York, and we train the company, and we're on the run, car chases. Yeah, it's an amazing game. That's why Robert's like, sign me up, man. Robert's my walkthrough star for my company, right? Yeah, I'll pay Robert $1 million for the Zane's walkthrough. Then for the Great Escape, I'll pay him $2 million. I'll give him $1 million raises per game. That way he gets paid good money. He can feed his family. Making good money doing YouTube videos. He's also making good money on the side. That's my walkthrough star, right? Yeah. I want a bit more of that. I'm like, no, Robert, I'm not gonna have you do me, man. I'm already overpaying. You're not worth $1 million, Robert, for a walkthrough. You're worth maybe your $150K for it. I'm willing to pay you $1 million because you're a famous YouTuber guy and you're pretty big. I'm paying a lot of money. I'm not gonna overpay you, but Robert, I'm happy to do me. So, Sarah, Robert's a greedy pig too. Watch out for Robert, Ivan. It's a deal, man. That's good money for a part-time work. Yeah, it's good money for you, Robert. You're making good money doing YouTube, and you're making good money working for me. He's like, sign me up, Fab. I know, Robert. Relax. Calm down. Sign me up, Fab. I know, Robert. Relax. Calm down. You're doing a great escape. You're with Keanu Reeves, Ivan. We're playing as you and VJ. I'm like, guys, holy shit. I can't wait for that game, Ivan. I know. He's all excited. He'll become world famous, too. He'll trend wherever he goes. Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously. Yeah, but the movie will probably have the craziest buzz in the game. The game will have crazy buzz. So that Great Escape game will be a sick game, man. Even the Zane's game will be amazing, but the Great Escape game will be better than the Zane's game, right? Unreal Engine 5 technology in all my games. Yeah. That's why the agents want a nice chunk of the game too. They know it's in the billions. Yeah, we want a piece of the game profits, the movie profits, and the merchandise profits. We want a bigger cut of that. Now we get paid more money, but I'm not going to overpay Zach to me, right? Yeah, I can easily give Keanu Reeves $50 million of the game profits, but if you do that, Ivan, Keanu Reeves is ripping you off, and you're overpaying him. $230 million is what he's worth for the movie contract, Ivan. Anything over that, he's ripping you off. You get paid for what you're worth. I'm not going to sign Keanu Reeves at $300 million. It's not worth that. $230 million is enough for a lot. Pay him $15 million for the game. That's a good salary for Keanu. I'm not giving him royalties for the game. You can give him like 15, 16 million of the merchandise profits. I'm not going to give him like 40 million profits. Otherwise, he's ripping me off. He's duping me. So sorry. Yeah. Watch out, eye for the greedy actors, Hollywood agents. Yeah, they're greedy, man. They want a bigger slice of the pie, right? Yeah. And they all accept my deal and they sign that contract. Doc who filmed that, by the way, like an amazing documentary. I take him out to dinner, honestly. Very skip actors, days hackers. I take him out to dinner. They party out my yacht on my house. Very skip the actor who party out my yacht after the takeouts. For Zane, so we party out my me and V's woman in their house. Yeah. Yeah. All right, is there any awards for your company? No, there isn't, because I'm not competing with any other movies. There is no awards ceremonies for my company. You know, it's a private company, so there is no awards for it. Like Hollywood, because Hollywood you have a bunch of movies competing against each other. For my movie, it's only one movie I'm doing at a time, so there is no awards for my movie. Obviously, right? Like, duh, you know. It's a private company, Sky Source, right? It's not. It's not like the Hollywood companies, which is more public, obviously, in the public eye, right? Yeah. And go to the store, get a pack of smokes. Yeah. Did you touch your savings? Yeah, a little bit. I'm saving most of it. Most of it, I'm gonna save. I'm not gonna touch it. I did blow a little bit of it, but most of it, I'm gonna save. Obviously. Yeah. I'm more disciplined now, right? Yeah. Talk for like 10 more minutes, guys. I'm done. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the store, get my pack of smokes, maybe a 40, and I'm gonna enjoy a show with you guys. Now that I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna binge more Rob Rides Resident Evil. That's a sick game. Resident Evil Recon is an amazing game. But the game I'm hyped for is that James Bond game coming up May 27th. Yeah. 007 James Bond, First Light, State of Play. That's a sick game. Robert is obviously going to play that game. Yeah. It's a huge game coming out this year, right? It's a huge game. Coming out in 3 months. 3 months, man. Yeah. That day, I'm going to get like my 6 beers, and I'm going to be so hyped to play that game. I'm going to get my 6 beers that day and just watch the game. I can't wait. And Rapper does long videos now, which is good. Remember when Rapper used to do like 15-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute parts? He doesn't do that anymore. Now he does long, like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half parts, which is better. Because 30 minutes is nothing, right? Yeah. Going back to CFL. Do you understand why the league does this? A little bit, because the Canadian players are a bit more raw in the way they play. The league doesn't think it's good enough. They're not satisfied with the quality of the product. That's why they bring up the American guys who want to draft. That's why the Seagulls have been doing this. But the league is struggling with growth. It's only peaking at 300 million revenue, so obviously something's not right. And the answer is probably the fans in Canada just don't really care about Canadian football. That's why the CFL is struggling with growth. Or if they're not resonating with the American star players, they don't know anything about these guys. They're unknowns to Canadian people. They may be talented, but no one knows anything about these guys. That's why they don't really care about the games. They're not invested in the players, not invested in the game. That's a plausible answer. Because I believe the CFL players playing in the CFL do deserve a raise. They're pro football players. They deserve a raise. Like, what they're making now is good, but they deserve a bit more money. They're not worth their millions, the CFL players, but they're worth a bit more money than what they're making now, obviously. Like, QBs in CFL are worth at least $600,000+ to $1.2, $1.3 million. They're not worth NFL money, but that's what they're worth. And the receivers are worth $600,000, $500,000, $400,000. Defensive players $300,000, $350,000, $400,000, $450,000. Good players $150,000, $170,000. And the league minimum should be at least maybe $100,000, $120,000. That way everyone is getting paid. They're living a great life with that money. CFL's trying to get to that $500 million mark. That way they can raise the cap to $9 million. They can pay the players more money. That's how much money the players would be making if they raise the cap to $9 million. Receivers can now peak at $600,000 in earnings. $550,000. Defensive players can peak at $450,000 earnings. Even $500,000 earnings. $450,000 earnings. That's quarterback money in the CFL. And more of the American players will decline NFL opportunities if they're making that money, because they're making a great living up here. Not NFL money, but they're rich and they're making a great living up here, obviously, right? They're not millionaires, but they're making a great living. If you're making $450,000 a year as a star defensive player, $600K, $500K as a receiver, that's a lot of money. You're living a great life up here in Canada. They're going to decline. More players will decline and have opportunities because they're making a great living up here. Yeah, we're trying to get. Yeah, the CFL's trying to get to that, but they're struggling to get to that. So there has to be a key to boosting the revenue to $500 million in 15, 20 years. There has to be a key to fixing it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Sarah? Yeah. Obviously. Yeah, it would be nice for us CFL players to get a raise. Yeah, the reason why you guys are underpaid is because football's not that popular in Canada, guys. That's why you guys are underpaid, man. If football was popular, you guys would be making a lot more money than what you're making now. Yeah. Yeah. Why, do you think the CFL can never hit $1 billion in sales? No, not even close. No. The market's not big enough for the CFL to hit $1 billion in Canada. No. CFL's peak is probably $600 million around there. $550, $600 million is the CFL's peak. I don't think they're going to get any higher than that. That's probably the highest they're going to get. Maybe in 1 year they could even do $700 million if they have a really good year. But CFL's peak is probably that $550, $600 million range is the CFL's peak. Because football is just not that popular in Canada. There's not that big of a market for it. Obviously, football is not hockey in Canada. Hockey is so popular in Canada. That's all people talk about here, hockey. That's why the NHL is also part of the Big Four. Because even though it's the smallest league of the Big Four, it's still pulling in its billions. CFL's not making its billions. It's peaking at about $300 million a season in revenue. CFL. Yeah. However, you could be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong. Maybe the American talent is the way to go. There just isn't a big demand for football in Canada. Yeah, I mean, if you get rid of the American guys, the quality will dip. The quality of the game will dip, Ivan, and less people in Canada are going to tune to the games because the quality is not as entertaining football. Yes, that could be true. Or they love the Canadian players more, even though they're not as talented as the American guys. They love the Canadian players more, and the league revenue skyrockets in 20 years, 15 years to $500 million plus in revenue, man. And the league can and the ratings go up. The league's now averaging a million five people tuning into the games. And if the league can get to that, TSN will give, in the next bargaining agreement, TSN will give the CFL more money. They can give them maybe 70 million a season now instead of 50 million a season. TSN. They'll give the CFL more money, obviously. TSN, but they have to boost their television ratings if they want TSN to give them more money. But they're not producing. That's why TSN is not giving the CFL a raise for not giving the CFL any more money, right? Well, that's yeah. Oh, that's fucking I know. Zara? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, what's your heart telling you about the CFL? Something tells me it is the Canadian talent fixing these problems, but I'm torn. The league can flop and even dip in argument because the Canadian players are a bit more raw in the way they play. They don't put on a show the way the American guys do. So it's like I'm torn. What either the one of those answers is true. Either the answer is either the Canadian talent boosting the league's revenue, or the fans that kind of just don't care about Canadian football. So that's the other answer. One of those answers is obviously true. Either it's the Canadian talent marketing the star franchise Canadian quarterbacks. You market them more, and that's how the league grows and builds more buzz. The fans are gonna love these Canadian players more. Obviously, even if the quality dipped a little bit, or the fans just kind of just don't care about Canadian football. You can market the heck out of all these Canadian quarterbacks at universities, do nationwide commercials, talk about the chain CFLs on Canada. It won't make a difference, obviously. When the people in Canada just don't care about Canadian football. The CFL will never get rid of the American. We're not going to do that, man. The Canadian kids are not good enough, man. We got to bring up these undrafted guys. That's how it works, man. Canadian kids not good enough. Yeah, they downgraded the Canadian talent. It's sad, man. I'm sorry, man. We downgraded. It's not good enough. We have to protect our investments, our league. The Canadian kids we don't trust. I don't trust the Canadian kids. So they bring up all the undrafted guys, obviously. Yeah. Practice lots of guys, NFL cuts, undrafted players, and those guys are the stars up here in Canada in the CFL, and they close the doors on the best players who are their draft picks. But it's common sense, if you want to grow your own league, you grow your league well in a proper way. You grow it with your draft picks. You don't grow players who are not draft picks. The American guys you bring out of CFL are not your draft picks, man. I find very weird. They're free agents from a different country who are all the stars up here, over your own Canadian kids who are your draft picks. NFL grows their league with their draft picks. They don't grow it with a bunch of players from a different league or undrafted from a different country. They grow it with their draft picks. Yeah, and the reason why the NFL does that because the American kids in the NFL are so talented. That's why the NFL trusts them to put on the show, because the American kids in the States are so talented. The Canadian kids are talented, but they're not. The American kids are not. They're not good enough for television. That's why we got to bring up the undrafted guys. That's cold, I know. They don't trust the Canadians. Yeah, we don't like the Canadian kids. We don't trust them. The American guys we trust. The American kids we trust. The Canadian kids we don't trust either. That's cold, I know. But I hope league grows. I could be wrong. Maybe the American talent is the way to go, even though I highly doubt it. We'll see what happens in the future, right? Anyways, guys, this is it for you guys on the show. So I'm out saying, peace out, guys. Don't hang them, son.